Welcome everybody to the very, very, very late Claus and Clem show. As you know, things get in the way, so business has to be done. My name is Clement Akufo, my partner in crime, Claus Webb. What are you saying, boss?
Yes, broadcasting live from parts unknown.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes. Even though we're recording this and broadcasting this just a hair later than we normally do, we are still the second and fourth Monday, and still the second and fourth Monday. So, and we still made it in on time, and so we're gonna go get straight to it.
Yep.
First and foremost, I want to talk about UFC 261 a
Yes,
little
sir.
bit. I saw that, and it was good. I saw at least the back half of it. The first half of it,
That's all you need to see.
Yeah,
that's all you need to see. Don't worry about the front. The back half was what it actually was. The last four fights, at least.
Yeah, because I know, like I said, if you're a fan of, as you were saying, pre-show, gruesome injuries. You used the Chris Weidman fight. I know. I have a colleague.
Oh.
We've had him on here, Sean.
Yeah.
God, Sean is a diehard Anderson Silva fan.
Yes, he is.
So he always felt some kind of way when Anderson Silva suffered the same injury against Chris Weidman.
Yep.
And how Weidman was running around the ring with his arms up like he really did something,
Right.
And a lack of contrition. Sean had never let that down. So when that happened, he couldn't hold back. It was like karma, And
he's right. It is karma, man. Because like you said, people, we are not. You should never be a fan of people getting hurt, man. When people get a serious injury like that, you should never celebrate it. So what comes around goes around. Chris Weidman, I'm sorry for you, but at the same time, you were celebrating. So
and it was 70. And Dana White said this is the first time someone won a match and not throw a single strike.
Facts.
Uriah Hall never threw a single strike and won the match.
That's crazy.
It was just
bad. Let me set up the frame. Let us set the scene. I think what round was it? Was it first or the second round? Because
first round in 17 seconds.
First round. I want to say it was the middle of the first round because people were saying
17 seconds into the match.
Total. Oh, so it was the beginning.
Yes.
So basically,
that's why I said Dana said that Uriah Hall never threw a punch because they was just sitting there fading. And then Chris Weidman tried to do a leg kick. And Uriah was trying to check it, just check the leg kick.
He did.
And then there went the leg, and that was it. I was like, already over.
People, we have to say the thing. He went for a low kick, not just any kind of kick. It was a low kick that got checked, and then when he tried to balance his foot back, his foot completely went the wrong way.
Herb Dean ain't never moved. Herb Dean ain't never moved so quick. It's like him. Herb Dean is.
He was quick with it.
Herb Dean.
God bless him. I'm sorry for him, but man, you're right.
Anybody that knows me know I'm not a fan of Herb. Never have.
Neither am I, man.
I am not a fan of Herb. So Herb, the Valentina fight against Jessica and Andre. I thought I was expecting a better fight. But Valentina,
she did not play with her.
Valentina went in and handled business like a champ is supposed to do.
Yeah, she did handle business. She dominated the fight.
I can't remember who it was. Was it Brett Okamoto or something like that? Was really trying to make the case of her being really one of the most dominant women GOAT of all time. Now,
yes,
I know you got some people
that
had talked about Nunes, but he made some key things. He said, let's be honest, both times Shevchenko, or however you say her name, Shevchenko fought Nunes. Both times it was Shevchenko trying to go up in weight to fight Nunes. So it wasn't like Nunes is coming down to her weight. So it was like kind of thing, and it's like so. And then on one of the fights, I remember seeing the second fight. I did not see the first fight, but I did see the second fight. And I thought Shevchenko, at least, I know some people say that she won the fight. And I've always said tie goes to the champ kind of thing.
Always.
but I can see where some people could make the argument. They thought that she did enough to take the belt from her.
Mm.
Some people made that argument. So, yeah, it was just.
Do you want to see a third fight? Do we want to see a third fight?
It depends on which. I would say not because Valentina, she's gonna get to the point where she's gonna run out of people too.
True.
And it's like Nunes run out of people. She run out of people. It's like they almost have to. But I think it needs to be done at the lighter weight.
Catch weight?
Yeah. No, I don't want to do catch weight because that still won't help Valentina. Okay. Valentina can't naturally walk around as big as Nunes is.
Gotcha.
She just naturally can't do it. Her trying to go up to that weight would be just like if Rose tried to go up at Valentina's weight. It just Valentina would just walk around heavier by nature.
Mm.
Rose just can't put on enough pounds to do it. So that being said, which leads us to that, man.
Leads us to that one.
Okay, I'm mad at myself because I temporarily, I was just trying to do like this, just try to, rub because I was so tired, try to rub the sleep from my eyes, and then I missed the kick, and when I looked up, homegirl is always Zhang Weili is already on the ground.
Yeah.
And Rose has been, I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? Like I literally missed it that quick. I'm looking at her, okay, click. Pop,
she hit her front kick quick.
Oh, I missed it. Yeah, so I was like, I missed it so quick. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
What was that saying?
So
yeah, I said I missed it. Yeah, I missed it so quick.
Wow.
And it was like, oh, I was like, oh, I was so mad. You know how like you just turn and then pap, somebody got on. I've gotten caught. I think anybody who's a real fan of UFC have gotten caught once or twice.
Yeah.
Thinking, I missed so.
True.
Because the thing that I kind of hate what they do with these replays, they never show it again at full speed after. You notice like on the knockout, if you didn't see it, the impact of it live, like they never go back and show it again.
It was so slow, man.
Which is fine, but it's like I just want to, like, man. So then, congrats to Rose, the first woman to regain a belt that she previously had. That was important. That was good. I remember they showed literally before she walked out that I think William Hill or Caesars or whoever said that there was a guy that put down 20,000 for Rose to win. That dude was dancing a jig. He was dancing a jig.
100. Dude, if I put down 20,000, I'll be dancing too. You couldn't contain me. I'll probably be bragging for a while. I'm unbearable.
He was dancing a jig. 20,000?
20,000.
I don't even have 20,000 like that.
I don't either, man. Wow. Good for him.
Good for him.
And then the main event. We don't have to say too much about that.
The main event was I didn't realize Masvidal hadn't got knocked out since like 2009.
Whoa. This is news to me.
He's only been let's put it this way. He only lost by KO or TKO one other time in his career.
Whoa.
And that was like back in 2007, 2009. That was it.
That's when he was getting started.
Right. Correct. So it's just that. So the fact that you beat him thoroughly does not happen. That's not with Masvidal. And so, man, when Usman came and hit him, and when you see his head spin and all the sweat that came off, I saw it in real time. I was like, good night.
Boy.
Good night. It's like, especially with Masvidal, like, yeah. Boom! I was like, oh, and to see that live, you know how everybody like, oh!
Oh, you have to be. You have to be. Yeah. Oh, come on, man.
I
gotta give Masvidal credit. He took a beating. Seriously, he took like, what, he take 4 punches before he finally got knocked out? Something like that?
Well, the first round, Usman won that round too. But Masvidal held him. Masvidal was no punk. It's just that second round that came out. Masvidal got caught. And then she wrote. It's like Usman, is getting and you already got Frank Ngannou in your corner.
Francis Ngannou, yeah,
them two dudes. I'm not messing with either one of them, especially Ngannou. He's just so. Usman was so talking about. He said, "Look, that dude right there, that dude, that heavyweight." He said, "I'm glad I'm a welterweight. I'm just a little old welterweight. That dude right there, Francis." He said, "We Nigerians, we don't come in second. We don't do second." But it was like that dude. He said, "You want to talk about power?" He said, "I would not want to cross that man. No, don't be on his back." And this is a world champ saying this. And like this dude, yeah. Like Ngannou, I think would literally kill a man in the ring. Ring, yeah. I literally, it's like when you see how that's.
Dude, I have seen Francis Ngannou. This guy is big, strong, and powerful. I've seen him on TV. This dude is not to be messed with.
He is not. Nope.
Especially like you said, especially with that punch, man. He got that punch, man. You will be night.
Kamaru is one thing. That dude, like the Francis was like, and this dude in your corner looking like this Colossus looking dude, brother. I was like, I can't do that with you.
The UFC champions are all Africans, man. 2 Nigerians and a Cameroonian.
Oh, Israel, right.
Him too.
Yeah, so.
I know he lost, but him too. Jeez. Wow. Welterweight, heavyweight, and middleweight. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Africa's uniting in UFC, man. That was a great, but I agree with you. That was a great UFC. Considering it was the first, like you said, first sport to really, really open, right? For people, really, because of this COVID. Fantastic job by Dana White. Shout out to the fighters for the discipline too, man. Seriously. Just to make it to this thing. People don't understand how much weight you have to cut and push and drain and all this stuff. It's a lot. Just to even make it.
It's a lot.
I don't care if you're on the undercard or the main card. It don't matter. It's very hard.
Yeah, it's
very, very hard.
It's a lot. It's just.
There's not, when it comes to news, when it comes to Catfight World, there's only like one thing. I don't think there's much to be said. I agree with you, Claus.
Matter of fact, we ain't had no fight since our last show. There hadn't been any fights. Oh, nope. I take that back. No, was the Angelina fight, Angelina Kim Chi fight was.
It happened. It happened. The thing, it hasn't been released yet, but it did happen.
But it did happen. But what I'm saying is, at the time we did the show, the last show, which was on the 12th, which was the day before, the fight hadn't happened yet. And so,
correct.
Which is happening, and I went ahead and I bought it. I bought it today. I hadn't gotten it yet, and I hadn't watched it yet. So I guess I'm not expecting much to that level, like the more the hardcore stuff.
But yeah, so answer your question, you are right. We haven't had, besides that fight, we really haven't had anything, because that fight between Gia and Paris, that got canceled. Sorry, not canceled. It got postponed to like May 22nd. That's what they say, because they needed $1,000. They ended up getting like $285. Is that what it was? So yeah,
right. So and then that's, which, to be honest, 1,000 for them is not bad, because then if there's, I don't know how they're doing the split. I don't know if they're doing 50-50 or whatever. That's on them. However they agree to it, but at least I give them credit that they at least let folks know what the amount. Like, look, we need at least 1,000 before we even attempt to do it. Which I understand that. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, there was something else I'm going to add about. But so it was good looking. Oh, wasn't like Sweet Fight supposed to do a fight or something before this month was out?
According to Sweet Fight, he said, according to his headline, it's a lady named Angel and another lady named Taylor, and it was set for May 2021. He didn't say what date it was, but it was like May 2021. I don't know. With
Oh,
him,
okay.
it's kind of weird with him. Who knows what his dates are? Right?
Okay. I thought he was doing something before the month was out. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
it's next month. It's next month sometime. Who knows?
Okay.
And as you know, your girl, what's her name? Chikara Chera, whatever she was. I guess she had a Twitter thing. We all were on it. I was on it. I know you were on it.
Yeah.
She's talking about she wants to fight a real. What did she say? She wanted to fight a real opponent with real matches. So I
Yeah.
guess I
Real
started making some
careful.
suggestions. I made some suggestions. I agree with you. I think you're right. I agree with you. She should fight someone like Candy. I agree with you. I don't think she's ready for that smoke for lyric. I don't think she's ready for that.
Yeah. She's no.
She should
No.
fight someone like Candy
No.
or who else? Someone like she needs to fight like someone like Candy or
Now,
someone.
this is how I will push this.
Go ahead.
Because I don't know what was the status. Do we know the status of Lyric and do we know the status of Lyric and Sexy Wife?
I will. Okay, here's what she said. She said someone asked her about that. She said this will happen. She's pushing for the fall. Is what she told me. She told me specifically she's
So,
pushing for the fall for this fight.
so we're supposed to be in the spring. Now I get pushed all the way back early. Actually, it was supposed to be in the winter. This fight was when this fight's supposed to happen, like February.
Yes, man. But you know, women are not consistent in their stuff. You know this, right? You know this. They said this, and then something else comes up. Then they say this, and then someone else says something else comes up. So now I've been told that they're pushing for the fall. I haven't heard from Sexy Wife. I heard from Lyric. So this is what she told me today.
Okay.
Because I was even thinking about that fight. Because
What?
I was thinking about her and Chikara and all. So I was asking her when is a good time for that. But and then your thing came up where you said, and I agree with you. She'll say,
And he's cut off again. So he's coming back, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's my end this time.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, my end.
And he's cut off again. I think
That's my end this time because my thing is bouncing now, so it's definitely my end. Back to this conversation. So yeah. So they're saying it's a fall. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath on that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hold my breath on that.
I hope this don't end up being like like how boxing do, how they'll be dragging out. Cause it's like to the point where both fighters know that the industry won't sit air. And I think both fighters know in the back of their mind, we can get this done whenever we want to, and the people will be there.
Facts.
You know, the support. Facts, you know. So if you can find something else or whatever, I get it, but it's like, don't hold off too long because you don't want something to happen where it may change the whole thing permanently. Like, say, one lady gets, I don't know. I mean, this is going way out on the limb. Like, say, somebody gets pregnant or somebody, you know, have a debilitating injury where they're out because it don't even have to be the fight game. It could just be life stuff.
Yep.
No excuse for getting a car accident, have to do rehab.
Little Rampage versus that's one. You brought it up. The Little Rampage versus Gia match. That was supposed to happen some time ago because wasn't they got in a car accident? It's never happened.
Right.
That's an example.
Nothing's promised, you know, especially with COVID and everything still running around, nothing's promised to us. So I'm like this, if you can make the match in all good faith, just go ahead and do it.
Please
because I would think I'm not saying it to the level that of a Sarah Brooke or a Carrie, but you could make an argument, regardless how that first fight turned out, that it probably would warrant a rematch.
Yeah, I agree with you. This fight, if this fight is as good as we hope it is, it's definitely gonna be a rematch.
So, which is why I said if they had did that first one in February that they were supposed to do. And then turn around and then do the second one later that fall, a rematch.
Yep.
You could have definitely guarded that. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, man.
But I can understand what both girls, you know, where it's like if you lose, depending on how you lost, I can see where a rematch could be warranted and over. I can't see like one girl beating another one like 5-0 or 5-1.
I cannot see it. I don't see it.
You know, short of injury, I can't see that happening. So
Yeah, the only reason why this fight won't happen, like you said, is because of like you said, life stuff or as you said, injury. But other than that, I'm like you. I don't see a dusting. I see a very close thing from what
Now,
we see.
the way I would construct, since we don't have enough fights in the business, I could say, okay, let Kyra and Candy fight, and then whoever's the winner with that get a shot at Lyric Lane.
Okay,
I
I can work
said,
with that.
yeah, it's
I
just a
can work with
matter.
that.
It just would be a matter of the harder fight to pull off. Ironically, would be the first one, just because where the girls live on both coasts,
Mm-hmm.
and then trying to scale. It'd be so many things that would have to get
Have to.
done. Would have to get done.
One's in
So
Baltimore. The other one's in what? L.A. She said Beverly Hills, but it's
yeah,
L.A.
yeah.
That's gonna be hard.
So
Like I said,
either you gotta get one to the other, or you have to get a place where they both
yep.
can get to.
And for me, I'm like you. I agree with you. With the last Gyro fight that we saw, we gotta get out of Baltimore. There's no way it can be in Baltimore. No chance. It has to be out.
Cannot be in
Cannot.
Baltimore. That's gonna
It
be one of the
cannot.
stipulations. Ironically, I just got a retweet text from Alexa Brooke about the situation. So
What?
even though Alexa Brooke, granted, I know she's had her injuries and stuff, there was been folks that's trying to goad her back out,
I
a la
noticed.
Edge or whatever.
I noticed.
It's one of those things. We would love to see it. Somebody did make the case about with Brooke Gilly. You might can make an argument that still would be a better fight than her fight with um Paris. But
Oh,
again, it's kind of like one of them fights that is always there.
hmm?
Her versus Candy. I would have rather liked to see her fight been versus Candy first.
Which one?
Alexa Brooke.
So you would like to see Alexa fight Candy
I
first instead of Paris?
no. I'm like had for Paris for Candy for her first fight. I would
Oh,
have loved to see her fight Alexa Brooke because
me
it's
too.
like if you cannot handle that level, then God bless you, don't come back. If you can handle that level and you say, please, sir, may I have another? Then it's like, okay, cool. Because that would have been
Okay,
your baptism by fire.
I got you. So basically, she should have been. It would have been better if Alexa had fought Candy. So Candy would have an idea of what is expected because Alexa's,
Yes.
fire. Unlike Paris, we all
Now,
saw that.
if I'm going to give, and this is kind of a thing, I'd rather go with, I don't know if it's a thing going what you know versus going what you don't. If, let's say, for example, Kyra and Candy can't get the, even though I think from a physique standpoint, I think it'd be a pretty even matchup. Both being 170. But let's say for sake of argument, they can't get it together. I would rather see Lyric fight Candy than I would want to see her fight Kyra. And the reason why I would say that is, again, if you're not gonna get EC NWC Kyra, there's
No,
no sense. There's no sense to doing this.
no.
At least with Candy, we know that with Lyric, you're going to get the full experience.
Oh, facts.
There's not going to be no shortage of, well, I didn't know I was going to. Matter of fact, my thing would be this for Candy. For Candy and Kyra, watch the fight versus Sherry Stuns. If you're not ready for that,
don't come.
Don't show up.
Don't show up.
Bring her. Don't put her name in your mouth. Don't do nothing.
Nothing.
If you're not ready for that, that's why I posted what I said. I'm like, it's not that
I agree
they
with you.
couldn't be competitive because anything can happen in a fight. I'm not saying it's just the thing of I'd rather see Candy, Kyra. We've seen her in a full competitive thing, now, I'm not talking about the GLO. I'm not talking. No, I'm talking about back to EC NWC days. We've seen that.
Yep.
And it was okay. But could that handle with what the Lyric brings now? Like, even if she tapped back to that, could that be enough to beat her? No. No, we know that.
No.
So that's why I said I rather would give Candy a shot to see Can you? Because if you can't handle that, and then it's like, then it's like, look, thank you for coming. You can be a sexual wrestler. You won't be no cat fighter. You can just leave that out.
Mm.
You know, it just, yeah. I just think Kyra and Candy would make a good fight, physique wise and on paper.
I agree.
I just don't know in the head if it's not. And then to ask Candy for, and the reason why is like, my other apprehension of trying to do that fight is we're now expecting Candy to bring to know what the energy she needs to bring for, and I just don't think she's in a position to. It's like until you've been baptized in the fire, it's like it's kind of hard to ask you to baptize somebody else in the fire.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
think if Candy was to fight Lyric and then turn around and fought Kira, I think Candy would be a better fighter having fought Lyric first. But if she was to fight Kira and then let the winner fight Lyric, I think that wouldn't be a bad idea either. But I'm just, we'll see. We'll see. Because I think skill-wise, I think they both are at the same. It'd be a lot more even matchup.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
why I said, is why I even proposed it in the first place.
I like your proposal. Now
but
thinking about
it has to, the girls have to, because if not, then and come back on.
Yeah. You're in this time.
No,
you're in.
No. You keep bouncing off. Like yours would just completely cut off, and then I'm the only one still sitting on there talking. Wow. But yeah, it would just come down to be however they It's just a matter of they would have to bring the energy, because if you don't, you probably won't get not one with no high dollar from the sponsors. You just have to. And at some point, you have to be able to take the initiative yourself. If the other fighter's not going to bring it, then you got to bring it for her. You know, it's like, look, well then, if you bring it with the Fury, then it should be easy money, because if she's just not about that life, get the frauds out, you know, and let the people who really want to fight and fight. Then don't call yourself a cat fighter. Call yourself, I do some session wrestling or whatever, some mixed wrestling. Whatever. If you're not going to do what we talked about, the 5 to 6 tenets of cat fighting, if you're not going to do that, then you're not. Because it's one thing to agree to do something, and it's entirely another thing to actually actively do it.
Yep.
So
I agree with you. So it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, so next week's show is gonna be interesting, because the things you were trying to get to, I found a week after. I thought about May 10th. I found a way to mix with some of these people, and I got some of them to, some of them said sure. So we got some. I don't want to give out any names, because we want to make sure it's clarified first before we say anything. I will say that if you're fans of catfighting, it's going to be like what do you want to call it, like a forum type thing. It's going to be different from the normal.
You want to try to do a roundtable forum about the state of catfighting and the state of the industry as a whole, because I'm not saying that it's on life support. I'm not going to go that far.
It's not that far.
But it's at a point where we can't have, as an industry, any more bad matches. You know, these girls that we know that's going to be the one-off, and they just only here because they feel like, oh, I can get $1,000 and show up, and that's it, and we never see and hear from. Not saying that you're obliged to stay around, but it's just a thing of, and just at least give me your best effort. Give me your effort. If you gave us what we're looking for, and you only decide to fight one fight, that's cool. Fine. That's fine. That's cool. You know, and you realize, you know what? It's not for me. It's not for me. But I did it. Got the T-shirt, and I can go home about it. You know, scars intact. Then that's fine. I can live with it. Then versus you just come in, you just hot dog it.
Man. I'm not about that too. I'm like
that leaves a bad taste in the mouth. at least away
Yeah.
from this.
So yeah, we ain't gonna say too much about it, but just tune in next week. If we get the guest like we supposed to guest, tune in
Week after, yeah.
the week after May.
Yeah,
Yeah, May 10th. Yeah, I'm sorry.
10th.
If we get so basically May 10th, if we get the people we are hoping to get, I don't even care how many people we get, but if we get enough people, we can actually do something.
Right.
Like I said, I can't say too much. We're doing our stuff. We're doing our surveys to see what we got. And we also work on their schedule too, people. You have to understand, it's not just our schedule. We're working on theirs, right? We have to work
Right.
through theirs too.
Right.
So that's pretty much on Cat-Fi news. We have anything else we want to say? Because it's not much at
Nope.
all.
That's it.
I was gonna say if anybody have any questions, but everyone's asleep.
Yeah. I'm
So
lucky.
tonight's gonna be a very, very short show.
Yeah.
There's nothing more to
No
say here.
gas.
No gas. People want to go to sleep. People got to go to work. And you
Yeah.
got school still?
I got a paper due tomorrow, and then my final is Thursday. Then I'm done with class.
Yeah. So yes, we're gonna finish the show real quick. So like I said, make sure you check the Twitter accounts because if that mega fight between Lyric and Sexy Wife happens, it's pretty much gonna be Tilly doing that one. I'm very sure of that. And these ladies are gonna have to find a way. I don't know. They're gonna have to figure out the distance between those two. If they happen to do in the fall, they're gonna have to figure out the distance between those two. Because we know these two don't usually like to travel. They're gonna have to find a way to make it work. One of them's gonna have to travel.
Right.
One of them.
Unless you're gonna go back to Myrtle Beach and then just do the halfway house, you know.
I like that. That might be a better idea, right? That might be a better idea by them to do the Myrtle Beach one, since they both don't want to go that far. That might be the better one.
Well,
Betting on distance. One's in Florida, the other's in Washington. It's in DC. So I'm trying to figure out what is halfway between those two states. Probably North Carolina.
No, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina. South Carolina is really the state that's in, which goes back to Myrtle Beach.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so however you want to shake a stick at it.
So yeah, I agree with you. When it comes to the Kara match, I agree with you. She should probably she should probably fight Candy, but the thing is up to Candy. Candy wants to do it. She has to be serious about it.
Candy already said she gave, so I think for Candy, I think Candy will get one more shot. It's just a matter of, but you got to be all in. I'm talking about promo, anything helping promote the fight or whatever, because the last time out for everyone involved, it was just such a sour taste. And it's like, you got to believe. And usually, again, your first fight, there's so much stuff going on. Oh.
It was a complete and utter disaster.
Yeah, because your first fight, there's so much going on. You're trying to figure out the forest for the trees. So, again, I'm not mad on Candy on it because you just don't know what you don't know. It's just that now, having you got one in, is like, look, you got to go in, because if you don't, you're not. I mean, because if Gia, I don't want to speak on other folks' money. I guess it's kind of tough to say. So Gia and Paris is struggling to get the 1,000.
They are.
I don't know whether if any one of those can get to it. I would think like probably it'd be Lyric versus whoever. But again, it would come with the point of reason why the people are supporting would not be because of either Kyra or Candy. It would be mainly because of Lyric. And we know that at least in Lyric, we know we're gonna get it. And 20 minutes with that woman is gonna be enough to break the wheel. Yep. I just that's a long haul.
Yep.
That's a long haul.
With Lyric, you'll get the full arsenal in that fight, man. You better be tough. You better be, you better be able to, she is constantly just doing things different, man. So yeah, you're in a battle. When you fight her, you know you're gonna be in a thing. Ask Sherry, she'll tell you. Need to say more.
Right.
So yeah. So what else? Oh yeah. Since I'm not, I have my own list. I think I made a list of companies, and I know your big thing. So I just made a list of top 10 fights and sweet fights. My list. It's just my list. I got nothing
For
else to
what,
do.
this
So
year?
no, top fight, not just this year. Top fights in general over the years.
Oh, okay.
Not
I'm
this
like,
year.
did you? Oh,
No,
I
not this
guess
year.
because Christmas you did. Christmas you just did the top 10 of the year. Okay.
Yeah, this is different. This is my top 10 fights from the company Sweet Fights in Tillytown. This is just my opinion. This has nothing to do with this year because there has not been no 10 fights this year. We're struggling. We're struggling just if we get 3 fights. Might as well 10 this year. But my top 10 sweet fights was some of them you remember. Some of them you probably will remember. They don't fight no more, but you know some of them. The first one was Mila Rose versus Nikki Darling. This is sweet fights. So that's my number one top fight. Then Nikki again versus Brooke. The ECNW Brooke. Different Brooke. Not Kira, different one. Then Alexa make the list. Alexa versus Jess. Number 3. Jess versus Mira. The second part 2. Then number 5. Jess versus Mira part 1. Sarah Bro versus Lexi, who had a shoulder problem, unfortunately. Because that fight was about to be a good fight there. Sarah versus Mila. We know they've fought 3 times. Carmen versus Sammy. Misty versus Jackie. Misty Lovelace, I'm sorry, versus Jackie Faye. And Mila versus Tilly. And then I'll go to Tilly. So that's the main one. I'm gonna finish this up and then we're closing because everyone's about to fall asleep. My number one fight, for some reason, I guess I'm prisoner of the moment, is Davina versus Lyric, the rematch. For me, is number 1. Tilly versus Gia is number 2. Paris versus Brooke Gilly is number 3. Uh, then I have Reagan here a few times. Actually, I got Reagan versus Carmen Valentina. This was years ago. This was when Reagan was in her heyday before she retired. And then I have Carrie Spectra versus Reagan. Then I have Enchantress Sahar and a new girl named Aubrey. Davina versus Dulce. I mean, after about 7, it starts getting bad, man. After about 6, it starts getting bad. It's a lesser of bad fights. Davina versus Lyric Part 1. Dulce and Scarlet, and then Paris and Candy. And that is it for the list. By the way, we're about to end the show. My name is Clem Okufo. You can find me on Clem underscore AKUFO 238 on Facebook. It's Clem Okufo 238 on Facebook. I'm sorry, Clem underscore Akufo on Instagram and Clem Okufo at Clem Okufo on Twitter.
I can be reached on Twitter at Clawsweb, CLAWSCB. And that's pretty much it for right now.
All right. If you're watching the show later on today, because it'll eventually be posted sometime later. But if you're watching, thank you for the fans. I know y'all asleep right now, but thank you guys for supporting us for this while since we've been on here for about 4 months. I think it's been 4 months since we started this. Because our first guests were, I think our first guest was Sasha, Kyla, and Sasha and Kyla. Then was Hans Vanderkiel, your guy. So thank you for supporting us. We'll be back on May 10th. Hopefully, we'll have a roundtable forum on the Catfight game. Hopefully, we have people there. With that being said, we're out. From the parts unknown, until next time.
Hold on. I'm going out the reference.